What's up guys, today we're playing Epic 7, and today we're playing on our free-to-play Path to Endgame account. I've been playing for just a little bit more than 100 days, and I had a blast taking this from 0 all the way to Endgame, beating episode number 4, clearing Abyss 100. I've been in Challenger Arena now for a long time, and we are getting a lot done in this game. Now, as we're winding down, getting ready to give this account away, I'm going to start to review a lot of the things that we've done, and I'm also going to try and stack the account up a little bit with some better geared heroes. Now, today specifically, we're going to be going into the expeditions that are live right now. That's going to be the Light Expo, everyone's favorite. We're also going into Water, and I think we're going into Dark as well. If I play this account long enough, then we'll go ahead and get into Fire and also Earth. But don't forget, I have other guides on my channel as well. Let's go ahead and get started for today. I can't wait to get some summons. I think we have a Moonlight guaranteed 4-star, so let's hope we get lucky on that one. Here we go. We're going into the Transmit Stone shop. Let's go ahead and buy some of these out. Very nice. While I'm here, you know what? I'm just going to start buying out the Molaboras. Definitely the conversion chest, and I'm missing quite a few of my silver transmit stones. That is okay, because we can always generate more. One thing that I've been doing, one thing that you should be doing until you max out a lot of your heroes, is make sure that you're making SSS heroes, right? Your 3-star SSS. Keep one copy for sure of each hero, because you never know who's going to have a specialty change or who you might need in the future. But for all of your duplicates, until you hit your SSS max reputation, you want to make sure that you're making these, then getting rid of them in the transmit. And look, we're going to generate 40 more stones just like that. But that's not what we're here for today. Here we're going into summons. Let's go and see what we have. We have a Covenant summon. Let's get started. Let's go. Give me a spark. I haven't gotten a spark in like weeks. Oh my goodness. Nothing. Pearl Horizon has a specialty change. I don't utilize her. She's not an amazingly effective debuffer. When she works, but a lot of times she just doesn't work, and it's just disappointment, right? We have 2 elemental summons right here for water. Can I get a shoe? Can I get a crow? That would be amazing. We get Terranor Guard. Mine's already SSS. We're using him. We already used him once to clear out one of our Abyss. We definitely going to use him to clear out maybe 10 or 15 more Abyss levels. So very good hero to bring up. If you don't want to spend a lot of resources into him, don't forget you can put him into your Grace of Growth. Now let's go with the guaranteed spark here. Okay, I think that's 5-star. I saw a little sparkly shine going on. What? Oh, Crow. Come on, Crow. Come on, Crow. Are you serious? Oh, Brieg. Amazing. One of the best PvE heroes in a long time. I got excited for Crow, though. My boy. Got excited for Crow. Brieg, if you don't know, you need to be having a 6-star Brieg. He's amazing. I'm going to show him a little bit later as we go into expeditions, but he brings everything. He brings a strip, a defense break, a speed down. He brings an amazing shield. Very, very good. He also has an enhanced chance for critical, which is good, because then you only have to bring him up to 85%. And he also speeds himself up right here with his combat readiness as you go into your S number 1. So very, very nice hero. I used him to clear Abyss level 100. I also utilize him in a ton of content. Fantastic addition to the game. Probably the best in a long time. Now we have 2 summons here for our guaranteed Moonlight. Man, I could really use a Zeo, honestly. We don't start with a Spark. Oh no. We get Elston. Oh no. That's no. It's the sign of it's the sign of death. It's the sign of death. We're not getting anything. We got Elson. Here we go. Okay. I like the idea of Blaze Dingo. He just doesn't. He's just so hard to build. He's so hard to build. If you look at him, he's actually pretty awesome. He grants invincibility and increased attack to one person and himself. Then he's able to come in with an AoE defense break, and then he automatically gets an S number 1 as well. Really, really great. Here's the problem with Blaze Dingo. He is a Soul Weaver, and as a Soul Weaver, he has a very low base attack. If he was an HP based hero, probably would be amazing. But as an attack-based hero, you have to build attack and crit chance and crit damage, and then hopefully he lives a little too while also not being too slow. He's super hard to build and he has low base stats. Maybe if he were a 5-star hero with higher base values, he might be amazing. But the problem with Blaze Dingo is that he's just so hard to build on the kind of stat and the niche that he goes into. Now, having said that, I've seen people cleave with Blaze Dingo in RTA. That was a long time ago, right? Because now we have a very bruiser meta. But if you can pull out Blaze Dingo and cleave, you're gonna look just like this. Look at this big smile. He's a super happy guy. All right, here we go. Now I'm gonna show you, I guess, 4 to 5-star guaranteed. I got this little. This is awesome. We already see it. Let's go. Let's do it right here. Oh yes. Oh yes. Who? What? Who would that even be? Wow. Wow. Commander Pavel. He's amazing, but I already have him. That sucks. But I guess you get to see the coins. So when you have a Moonlight 5-star hero that you already summoned, the next time you summon them, you're going to be getting coins. Now these coins open up a shop that is going to be in your normal shop. You do not see this shop until you opened it. It's kind of like pirate treasure. You don't know where it is until after you found it. Let's go ahead and go there now. Oh man, that was... I guess it's good for us that we get to talk about it, but not so great because we pulled a duplicate. Man, I was hoping for someone. But Commander Pavel, he's awesome. So here we go. This is the shop. Let's see, a Galaxy coin shop. There's also a Covenant shop right here as well, but we can't see it because you have to pull 8 copies or 7 copies of a 5-star hero in order to have the coins to get that Covenant shop to open. But the Moonlight Galaxy shop down here, we have 10 coins. We need 40. Seems like a long way away. It's really a constellation shop. That way, if you're pulling, you're unlucky, you get too many of the same kind of hero, then now maybe you can use 4 of those duplicates to pull a hero that you like. Don't buy anything else in here. We're only here for the heroes. And again, it's going to take a super long time to build these Galaxy coins. So maybe don't even worry about this. Here we go, Dark Expedition. This is a modified auto battle. That's because my heroes are just too fast. If you want to bring your heroes down to 185, then you can just use auto battle here. You want to make sure that the boss goes before you use any non-attack skills. So that means that your Camilla has to be a little bit slower, your Brick has to be a little bit slower, and you want to make sure your Landy is not too fast, because if she brings in the S3 before any boss has a chance to go, then it's going to raise up all of your other heroes. They're going to get a turn, and it's going to mess everything up. Now, Tamarin can be as fast as you want, because she's always going to S1 on her first turn. You want to have at least 2 forms of non-attack skill. So we bring in here the Camilla, we bring in Brick, we also bring in Tamarin. I want to have at least 2 forms of defense break. So we have Camilla and we have Brick. Then we also have the speed down with Brick, and we have speed up with Landy. So overall, very, very effective. You're going to take a lot of turns, and you're always going to be keeping the boss debuffed. Brig also brings in a strip for when the boss gets his defense buff, but that's a third sort of secondary thing. Tamarin can also remove it if it so happens that she transfers into her form and does her S number 1 while the boss has that buff. Very important for this team to work. Not only do they have to be 185 speed or less, 85% effectiveness, but you want to make sure that your Landy has the most attack. That way they bring her along with the dual attacks with Tamarin and also with Camilla. Now, if you don't want to use Camilla, you can use something like a Cerise. You can use something like a Green Azaria. Those will work. Lilka, I think, also works here. So go ahead and try out some different heroes. Maybe you're not doing a million right off the bat. Maybe you're doing 500,000-600,000, but that's still going to be very good, and it's going to help you and your friends clear this expedition.
I have no mercy to spare. For your reckless greed.
We'll take you down one by one. To us, nothing is impossible.
Together, upright fire. Let me show you my secret weapon. Respect the great land.
Drive them out.
Over.
Advance.
Receive. Ladies and gentlemen, let's shine out. Upright fire. Requesting approval. And granted. Removing restrictions. Charge!
Do not fear. I'll protect you. Advance!
Go away.
And open it.
Got it. Over. Full frontal assault. That's in order.
Next up is Light Expedition. This boss is so challenging for so many people. If you have speed 185 or more, then you're going to take the first turn before that boss goes. Now, this is very important for the front row hero. He has to have a buff on him, that way you don't get extra damage. 85% or more effectiveness will help you land all the debuffs, and you need a ton of debuffs to do good damage on this boss. That's what really makes it difficult, right? Not only are you isolated, where you can't buff each other or give each other healing, but all of your heroes have to have debuffs. You have to have at least one hero who can remove buffs, because the boss every single turn is going to put a defense buff on herself. You also have to have at least one hero who has unbuffable, that way you don't have that defense buff pop back up. Then you need at least one hero with speed down to help you cycle, and you need at least 2 heroes that have a defense break. Now, if you can also bring in an attack down, that will help as well. It'll help you not get hit for so much damage, and it'll help you to be able to heal a little bit more as you're hitting this boss. So, very important. There's not a whole lot of heroes that you can use. Zermia is the best in slot here, but I don't have her built quite yet. I think Carmen Rose, fantastic here. I'm using Camilla. I also used a Azaria here, and Azaria worked out. She keeps dying. She does about the same amount of damage as your Camilla does, but she keeps dying because I just can't keep her alive. She's not doing enough damage, and then she's not healing from getting those attacks in. I think as well you can utilize other single target attacking heroes as long as they are not Dark Element, because the boss really punishes you for using a Dark Elemental hero.
I have no mercy to spare. For your reckless greed.
Don't take it personally. It's just business. Don't look down on me.
Now!
Leave it to me. I'll take you somewhere nice. So be good and follow me.
Out of respect, I'll use all my might. There's nothing more absurd than the arrogance of a fool.
There's no escape.
We'll take you down one by one. Your defense is riddled with holes.
I'll show you what I've got.
The time has come. With each meaningless outburst, you degrade yourself further.
Why don't you beg for forgiveness? Oh, wait. It's already too late. Watch your mouth. If you want to live. I'll beat you to a pulp.
I have no mercy to spare. For your reckless greed.
You can't run from me.
Prepare for the next attack. To us, nothing is impossible.
Here we go, Water Expedition. You can be as fast as you want in this fight. The water boss is always going to go first, and put that curse on your hero with the highest attack. Now this is very important. We have Lilka here who's going to break this guy out of his funk, and we have a ton of debuffs, which is going to help you do more damage to the boss. It's also going to help you cycle, which is very important. We have at least 2 forms of speed down with Lilka and Brieg. We also have 3 forms of defense break. Lilka has an attack down, and she has a target, so we're going to see just a ton of debuffs here, helping you survive and helping you to do more damage. You need to have at least 85% effectiveness to land all these debuffs. Keep in mind that your Helga will give you a little bit of help with the effectiveness buff here, but you're not going to have it on you at all times. So try and hit that 85% to make sure that you're always getting the debuffs land on the boss. I'm also going to show you a little clip right after this where I swap in Landy instead of Helga, and she just does so much damage. It's absolutely ridiculous. She is cycling so fast with all the debuffs on the boss and doing so much damage that just amazing. But if you have Helga, if you have Ram, if you have something like maybe even a Vivian, or maybe even a Sid, those are all going to be great heroes to do a ton of damage in the water
For your
expedition.
reckless greed.
I'll focus on one at a time. Go away.
With each meaningless outburst, you degrade yourself further.
Listen to my song, ladies and gentlemen. Let's shine.
Don't look down on me!
Grant me power, Lord Noyas.
Here, Shadow Blade! Why, you little... I'll get you!
I'm not so sure about this, but
I'll be you to a pulp!
I can help.
There's nothing more absurd than the arrogance of a fool.
Shine free.
Attack. I have no mercy to spare. For your reckless greed.
Listen to my song, ladies and gentlemen. Let's shine.
Here we go, everyone's favorite time. We're going to go into the heroes and how I have them geared out to do damage, not only into expeditions, but also into a lot of content, right? I only build heroes one way, and then I fit them into what I need them for instead of swapping out gear. I don't want to waste a lot of gold, even though I have 79 million gold. Gold is so easy to get now. But we're going to go and we're going to start with Carmen Rose, right? One of my very favorite heroes. She works into Light Expedition very well. She also works into the Earth Expedition, and I bring her into a lot of the PvE content. Now I have her onto a general damage build. For a Light Expedition, you want to have a lot of debuffs, especially you want to have Unbuffable. You want to have a Dispel, which she also has. Then Slow, very, very important. And if you can bring in things like Defense Break and Attack Break, that's going to help you out a lot. Now I have her at 3,000 attack. Ideally, I'd want her somewhere around 3,500. If you can fit her onto a penetration set, that would work as well. I want to have her at 170 or more speed. That way she can cycle and she doesn't just stand there. 100% crit chance is very good because it'll help you do more damage in Light Expedition where she doesn't get the elemental advantage. And then of course, anytime you have a crit chance hero, you want to have 270 or more crit damage, and I have her at 282. Now for all of your level 3 expeditions, you want to have 85% effectiveness because they have 100% resist, and that gives you the maximum chance to land. She's at 65, so hopefully in the future I get a little more effectiveness, but she works out really well. For the artifact, I have her on Caladra. This is to give her more damage. If you have Bloody Rose, I think that works as well, especially if the other heroes in your team are dying. Like for me, I have the Azaria and she dies too much. If you have Bloody Rose, that will help her live. It'll also help your Brieg live because as he's damaging, now he's going to get more HP back. Speaking of Brieg, let's go into him next. This is an amazing, amazing hero. I have him on more or less free gear. You see a couple of 90 pieces here, but nothing really important, right? He's not in counter set, he's not in speed set. What you want is you want to make sure you're hitting your goals. 1200 to 1500 defense, I'm a little bit low, that is ideal. Also 23 to 25k HP, I went with a little more speed at 185. Then you want to pull him into close to 100% crit chance, but don't forget that when you're using your Brieg, he gets Perception, which gives him 15%. So you only actually need 15 or 85% plus the 15 to get to that 100. Then you want to bring him in somewhere around 250, 270 to 300 crit damage. I have him on a little bit more effectiveness to land these debuffs, because he's going to be in PvP. So as you're going through and you're getting better and better gear, try and hit some of these marks. Again, we want to have 85% effectiveness. That'll give him his max chance. But Brig, he has everything that you possibly need. He has a Dispel, he has a defense break, he has a speed break, he gives himself effectiveness, he's got a shield, he's got increased crit chance, he cycles. Like, Brig is amazing. Amazing hero. Make sure you build him. This is the build that I've been using because, one, it's because it's a new account and this is what I have, but he works just fine in all the content I bring him into. Let's go now into Mercenary Helga. She is one of our main damage dealers as we're going into Light Expedition. I have her built in a very similar way to Carmen Rose, except that she gives herself a buff to effectiveness. Now, in your Light Expedition, you can't give this buff to anyone else, so this only affects her, which means that you have to have a 35% effectiveness to hit that 85%. And as you can see, again, I'm a little bit short, but we're going to be tweaking her gear as we go along. She's on our free attack set, and I have her onto L's Fist because that's all that I have. If you have something else that deals more damage based on a single target attack, that's great. Don't put her on Daydream Joker because that doesn't work in the expedition. Now, what I like about Helga is, one, she gives herself attack buff, but she also brings in a 2-turn defense break, which is very good, and a critical hit will extend her own buffs, so she pretty much always has buffs. Now, ideally, what I would want to do is bring in a Sirmia. Sirmia, I think, is best in slot for this. I want to put her onto a Rage set. You can see I'm building it here, but I'm just not really having any luck. For your Rage set, this is one of the times where you don't really want speed, right? You want attack, you want crit damage, you want crit chance. Then you also want effectiveness, believe it or not. That way you can utilize it in your Wyvern or in your other hunt teams where you want to do a lot of damage with your Rage set. When you get to your chest plate, don't forget you cannot build attack stat onto your chest plate, not attack percent or flat attack. So try and go for really high crit damage and really high crit chance on your chest plate. When you get to your helmet, you can get attacks. Make sure you get that there. Same thing onto your weapon. Make sure you're stacking attack, maybe even flat attack. This one is a free piece from the Labyrinth, right? It rolled out pretty well. I get an 84, and even though it has a HP, didn't roll into it, so that's pretty good. You want to have her onto your lucky dice, 25% chance to get the extra S1. This is very important when you go into Hall of Trials. Also, there's 1 or 2 levels we can utilize her on into Abyss for this S1 to really get that RNG. But I need one more piece, and I just haven't been able to get it with any of my tries. I've been trying for a necklace, ring, boots, whatever, not getting it. So eventually we're going to build her up, and she's going to do a ton of damage into that Light Expedition. You can pull her into Dark, and you can also utilize her into that other PvP content. Let's go now into our support hero. We're utilizing Azaria here, and I like her because she has the Dispel on her S number 3 with defense break and unable to be buffed. This will help you do more damage and get more healing if you can prevent the boss from putting that defense buff, and then also the opposite, right? Decreasing the defense, that way you do more damage. She does help cycle a little bit with her S number 2. That makes her go into her S number 3 a little more often, a little faster, but you want to keep her at 200 plus speed. 200, 230, that's all going to be pretty good. I have her into 190. As you can see, this is just a hodgepodge of gear so I can utilize her. Gear I'm not using on anyone right now, and it helps me to gear Azaria and pull her into this expedition. You want at least 85% effectiveness here, and then as you saw, my Azaria keeps dying in the Light Expedition, so I went with some defense and some HP. If you have no problem, if you want to go with a attack offensive Azaria, go for 100% crit chance, get some crit damage, and then go for some attack. She might be able to keep herself alive by damaging the boss, but I have her on to basically just like debuffer gear, right? And debuffing is what I'm primarily using her for, not only into the Abyss levels, but also I utilized her into the Dark Expo and the Light Expo as well. Next up, we have Tamarin. She can literally be used everywhere. It's insane. Tamarin, I use her in every one of the expeditions. She's a fire hero. I bring her into the Water Expo, and she still does an amazing job there as well. It's just insane the amount of places you can use Tamarin. Now, what I want out of her is I want to be somewhere around 200 speed, 180, 200, a little bit above that. I think is all pretty good. Then I want her to have 65% effectiveness for Hell Raid or 85% for the level 3 Expedition. So I'm going to try and work on getting that extra 19 or 18 to get up to 85%. Then, if you want to pull in some effect resist, anywhere between 100 and 150, I think is pretty good. And then defense, 13, 1400 should be fine. And then try and go for HP. Because her healing is based off HP, she'll heal better if you get her close to 20k. But obviously, I don't have that kind of gear. I got this defense ring here, so I'm utilizing that to help bring her into a lot of the content that I'm building. This one comes from Hell Raid. Rolled pretty good. I got a 92 here. I want 90 to 100 on all of my level 90 and 88 pieces of gear, and those are going to be some really good things. But once you build Tamarin, you can utilize her literally everywhere. It's so much fun. I have her onto Guardian Ice Crystals. I think she works well on Potion. She works well onto Rod, even Celestine. You know, if you need more healing, go for a healing artifact. If you need more effectiveness or effect resist, go for those artifacts. Pretty much anything is going to work on her. She just works in so many places, and she's so versatile. Right now, she actually has a banner. Make sure that you're pulling for Tamarin, but keep in mind too, I'm expecting Full Metal Alchemist soon, so don't burn all your resources because we want to make sure that we're going to get Edward, who is fantastic at Full Metal Alchemist. Next up, believe it or not, I'm using Camilla. A lot of people use Cerise, but obviously I don't have her being at only a 100-day-old account. With your Camilla, you can pretty much utilize her for your whole career. She's fantastic in Hall of Trials. She's fantastic into a lot of the things like Ancient Inheritance. She does a ton of damage. She's going to help you get a lot of your Dagger Sakar missions. She's going to help you into Abyss. Go ahead and build her. Now for my Camilla, I don't have any attack gear, so she is on just debuffer gear. For this, you only need 85% effectiveness again. I have her on 240 speed. You definitely don't need to build her that fast. If you have her onto a C13 one-shot team, just go ahead and go with those stats with whatever speed you have. Something around, you probably have her at 150 to 170. I think that'll be fine. What we really want her for is the S number 2, because on your Dark Expedition, you need to have at least 2 non-attack skills. We have Tamarin, she brings in the one here, and that will help you not take so much damage. Brieg brings a third one as well, which is very good. So if you build her at 185 speed or less, then you will go after the boss, and you'll be able to then use your non-skill attack on the first turn, and then you can do a full auto. Now I had the Landy go first, and I wanted to S1. That way she doesn't boost everyone else up and mess up the first turn. As long as you build your heroes under 185, you should be good there. Speaking of Landy, here she is. She's so amazing and so much content. If you have a chance to build Landy, definitely build it. Now this is not my ideal build, but this is the one that I can afford right now, so this is the one we're going with, and we're clearing a ton of content with her. What I want is somewhere around 3,500 attack. I want less speed, somewhere maybe like 185, right? Then I want 100% crit chance, 250 to 300 crit damage. Now, if you want to fit in some defense or HP, that's fine, but this is not a PvP build. On a PvP build, you want something like 240 speed, then something like maybe 1300 defense, 15,000 HP. That's not the kind of build I'm going with. This is a general usage build. I always bring protection, so she doesn't really need to survive a lot of those big hits from the damage dealers you might see in RTA. Now, I have her onto a speed pair of boots. I want to put her onto an attack pair of boots eventually, but I just don't have that yet. That's why she's just so fast. And that's why we have to manual that very first turn to make sure that she doesn't use her S number 3, boost everyone up, and then mess up our rotation. I have her onto Rosa. Now, believe it or not, I have her on Rosa all the time, even in endgame. Rosa is my favorite artifact for Landy because she does so much on her S number 1. Having those extra RNG on the S1s, really, really fantastic. It's going to help you clear a lot of content. If you're doing PvP, Then there's some other artifacts you might want to use to put her into stealth or give her more damage on turn 1 or something like that. But I like Rosa, and she works really, really great here. Now you can also bring in other types of heroes. You can probably try your Carmen Rose here. You can probably try your Mercenary Helga here. You can probably try something like your Sirmia here. But Landy, I think, is best in slot for the Dark Expo because she helps you cycle. She gives you the speed buff. She helps you with CR boosting. She cycles super hard on her S1. Fantastic hero. But try some other heroes if you don't have your Landy or you don't have her built. And I think other heroes will work in the same team. Here we go with Lilka. Lilka. Right here. Lilka. She's so hood. She's Lilka. That's awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I know. I know what I'm thinking. I have fun sometimes. I don't know what to say. I have her on to Grace of Growth here. She's level 30. I thought she was fantastic. I'm going to take her to level 60 and then put this Grace of Growth on someone else when I try them out. What we want her for is her S number 2. The AI will use this first, which is very important because it breaks out your hero from their CR, depression that the boss gives them. Very, very good. That way you don't lose that first turn. If she utilizes this on her first turn, then that first turn doesn't go by, right? And you can do more damage rather than waiting for the second or third turn like with Lots. That's a problem that I have using Lots, is that he doesn't use the CR boost on his first turn. He uses the S3 on his first turn, and then you lose a whole turn. Her S number 3 hits surprisingly hard. I think I saw it hit for 20 or 40k. That's kind of amazing. She has a attack down, a speed down. She also has a speed up, which is very, very good here, and it gives it to all allies. Now, it's not amazing, because the more you cycle onto the water boss, the more he's going to hit you, but Brieg brings in that shield, which does help out quite a lot, and I really didn't have any problem. Every single time I tried it, they passed all the way to the end, and then it died. No one died in between, so it really wasn't a big problem for me. But keep that in mind too, is that the more you cycle, the more you damage you do, but also the more damage that boss is going to do to you. On her S number 1, she has a defense break 2 turns, just like Camilla, which is very nice. Now we have 3 chances to defense break. We have Lilka, we have Brieg, and we have Mercenary Helga. Now I also brought in Landy. Landy did 1,000,000 damage onto Water Expo, which is amazing for a 100-day-old account. So very, very good. Don't know if I said it or not, but I have Song of Stars here that has a chance to target for 2 turns. 10% increased damage for everyone who hits it when it has a target for 2 turns. I want something like 3k attack. I want something around 175 to 185 speed. I think that's pretty good. She doesn't have to be super fast. You can make her as fast as you want because the water boss, always goes first. But if you want to put her into something like a Dark Expo or a Light Expo, 185 or less. Then I want to have her, for this battle, I want to have her at 85% crit chance because she has the elemental advantage that she will be able to land the crits on the boss. Then, 250 to 300 crit damage is probably fine depending on, how good your gear is. And then I want to have 85% or more onto your effectiveness. If you're using Mercenary Helga, she has the effectiveness buff, so you only need 35% chance effectiveness plus the buff to get your max chance. But I tend to try and build them just in case I want to switch them out. I don't know who I'm going to use. I might use Sid. I might use, Midnight Gala Lilias. Like, I never know who I'm going to use. So try and aim for the 85. If you don't hit it, it's fine. You can then bring in Mercenary Helga and she'll finish it out. Now, one quick note about her imprint concentration. She has the imprint 100 attack onto the back too. Now you're bringing in Brieg, you're also bringing in your Tamarin, you're bringing in her, and then your damage dealer. She does not give this to herself. So she only brings in 100 attack to one person. Not amazing. I would probably do the imprint concentration and try, and lower the gear requirements to hit that 100% crit chance, or at least 85% crit chance. And, just to show it off real fast, look at this free gear that I have. I don't like to utilize the Unity set, but look, level 80 gear, it's rolled 91. This one 88, only rolled 86, but still pretty good gear. If I change this here to crit damage, then that would increase my score. But still, Unity set, not too bad, right? Someone can utilize this, and we're probably going to use this forever. I'll never replace that gear. It's pretty good. And the very last thing for today is we see an Epic Pass and a Huche shop. The Epic Pass has a lot of rewards that you can get here just for playing the game, which is very nice. I always like to have free rewards. If you want to come in and purchase the premium rewards, I think that it's okay. Buy the premium rewards, go ahead and get those as well. There is some good stuff, and for new accounts, I think it's worth it. Especially if you like skins, right? Here we go, a skin shop. It takes a long time to build them up, but you'll eventually build them up and you'll eventually get skins. I never buy the skin down here on the bottom. It's just not who I am. I like to go with the OG heroes. I don't really change the hero's appearance at all. And you know, skin doesn't really add anything for me. So I'm just going to keep this extra 900 sky stones and use it for something else. Now we see Huche shop as well. In the Huche shop, they want you to waste all of your sky stones before a big event, before a collab, before some sort of, you know, event they have planned out where they want you to maybe summon on some heroes, and they're like, hey, guess what? You can whip out your credit card. I know you don't have any sky stones. Whip it out. And I just don't go for that. The only thing that I buy here is I buy the Huche Lucky Chest. Honestly, if we go down here, you can see all your different things. It's not too bad. You mostly get leaves, but you have a 0.5% chance for galaxy bookmarks or a 5-star hero. Looks like you have a couple of percent chance for Molagoras and other things. So I always do this. It's something fun that you can do. We get catalysts here. We get some leaves, of course. We get the selection chest. We get greater artifact charm. That's not too bad at all. And we get some more selection chests. I have gotten everything on this list. It can happen. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoy this video. We're wrapping up the series and we're gonna give this account away to 1 subscriber. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow along, and if you're a new player, we've covered pretty much every topic that you'll have to know going up all the way through episode number 4, so go back and check those out. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and good luck on your battles.